Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week right here on Pro Wrestling Tonight on IndieQuebec.com. It's the Prez once again with my co-host, none other than magnificent Dre Breeze. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a pretty crazy week in the world of pro wrestling. There was a WWE pay-per-view randomly
Yep.
on Sunday. I
Random
decided to
W.
check out a bit of it. Um, Yeah, let's get into our local wrestling news first, and then we'll get into some WWE a bit because we have to talk about the WWE.
Yeah.
But this Friday, the 10 juin, live from Le Centre Deck Hockey Anjou, it's AWF Volume 3. And how they're marketing this show is the place where the action doesn't stop, even at intermission. In reference to that little fight we talked about in the crowd, remember?
Yeah.
The guy getting attacked by the wrestler and his mom. So
Yeah.
we're once again going to have this. We're choosing this show as the show of the week. Who knows? Maybe you'll see some guy's mom fight someone. That's not on the card. But let's go over the official card. Sally taking on the brightest light in the room, Danny Leo. I like her nickname, the brightest light in the room.
I guess.
Jason Gray présente le challenge du guerrier.
Ooh.
Open challenge. We're going to have Axel Wave taking on Frank Evans. Axel Waves comes to the ring with a Nintendo Power Glove.
Does he for real?
Yeah, check it out. If we could see it, there it is. The Power Glove. It's so bad. Remember that?
That's badass.
The Wizard.
That's badass.
That is
I don't know
badass.
why. I don't know why he's wearing that to the ring. That thing's worth a lot of money.
I know you could pawn it, man.
Yeah,
just pawn
for
it or
real.
just put it in your living room. If I had one of those, I would straight put it in a glass case.
Seriously.
Or I'd wear it around. I don't
Or
know.
sell it on eBay for like $300 or $400.
That's
You will
it.
get that.
Sell it to an idiot like me who would put it in a black glass case in his living room.
Hey, you said it, bro. You said it.
Exactly. So then we get Spike taking on Sonic Seb. Spike's going to have quite the size advantage in that one. Those are the matches advertised so far. Other people advertised for the show are Brad Alexis, Marie-Lee Rose, Angie Sky. There'll be also other wrestlers present, including Rick Lucas, Frank Drouin. So yeah, this should be a good show. It's
It's pretty
third
stacked.
show. It's the place with the hypest crowd. I mean,
hey, it's the
crowd's
place
so
where
hype.
somebody's mom. It's a place where somebody's mom attacks people. So
That's
yo,
it.
if
Yeah,
that's not
so
some Memphis wrestling for you,
exactly.
you
The
know.
old
So
grandma with the brick in the purse. This is the 2022
yeah,
version.
exactly.
So yeah, that's the show we recommend to go see Friday night in Anjou, Montreal. You know, it's a greater Montreal area. So let's get into WWE. Okay. I watched too much WWE this week. There was even an In Your House NXT pay-per-view, which it's the coolest thing, one of the coolest things they do, just because they have the house, and I'll always remember the house when I was a kid with Todd Pettengill.
Yeah, the big white house.
We're giving away a house,
Yeah.
and then the house is like a set. Yokozuna had to come through the garage.
Did they ever give away a real house though?
They gave away a house on the first ever In Your House. They gave away a house, and it was like a kid who won it.
Oh wow, that's cool. Cool for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I wonder if he still got that house.
I think I seen on WWE's YouTube, they like did a video. They found the guy and he's like in his 30s now and he sold the house at one point or something.
He's probably like, that house was shit, man.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't even need that. Maybe it wasn't even in his neighborhood, or I don't know, man. Like, what if they give you a house? Like, if they gave me a house in like Saskatchewan, I'd be like, I'm selling it.
Sorry,
I don't even want
selling
to
it.
go there
Yeah,
and look at it.
exactly. Way too far for nothing, you know?
That's it.
Yeah.
So, so yeah. So I mean, not much of note to talk about. Braun Breaker is a pretty great wrestler, though. He's coming along. He's coming along. I
Well, yeah.
mean,
Well, like I said last time, his dad's Rick Steiner, and he's a collegial wrestling champion, like college. Like, how do you not become a good wrestler? Like,
that's
you'd have
it.
to be pretty fucking suck ass. You know what I mean? Like,
Now he started barking, coming to the ring like his dad did. I find that adds a lot to his character.
yeah.
He just broke down his entrance was just like smashing through a wall, like I don't know, the Kool-Aid Man in Family Guy, or also Kool-Aid Man in 90s
No,
commercials for
don't you
Kool-Aid.
don't you feel like his concept Braun Breaker? The guy must have watched that movie. What was that movie again? The cartoon that was based on that '80s arcade where the guy would break the fucking fix it Felix,
Uh, fic, uh,
fix it
uh,
Felix. And then there was the dude that used to break the tower, like the big guy, and he used to hit the house. It's almost like he watched that cartoon and he was like, I got a great idea for his fucking character. We're gonna call him Braun Breaker, and he's gonna break a wall. The kids are gonna love it. Fire that
so,
right.
so yeah, he keeps his belt. I mean, NXT. It's so sad. This used to be like the best wrestling show for like 4 or 5 years in a row. Now it's like pretty bad. Pretty
It's
bad.
pretty they really took it apart.
Yeah, they
Like it
did.
was
They're just
a
like, let's
successful
just get rid of all the
show.
good guys.
Yeah, they were like, just let's just pull the plug completely. It's almost like they said that. They're like, how could we fuck this up? Because it's almost like they're investing so much money and so much time in Raw and SmackDown that it was like a burn to them that NXT and Triple H had all the success, and people were just like people were totally saying, I don't really watch WWE, I watch
I
NXT.
watch NXT. Yeah. People loved it.
You know?
1 hour a week. And the takeovers were awesome. I mean,
Exactly.
when they
And it's
started
almost
doing the
like
takeovers, that's when the great era started of NXT.
yeah, and it's almost like they really it really pissed off a bunch of people over at Raw or whatever, and they were just
Bruce
like, oh
Pritchard, he's like, oh, I'm fed up with this. People saying
yeah,
NXT
he's
is
like,
better than SmackDown.
yeah, exactly. So,
So then, the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched parts of it. Uh, Honestly, I haven't watched that much WWE since WrestleMania. I watched the last pay-per-view a bit too. It's still the same feuds going on, basically. It doesn't feel like
yeah.
it's advanced at all.
Well, the Cody Rhodes thing and Seth Rollins, I think they've had 3 matches now.
Yeah. And
Everybody
that's the
was
one,
impressed.
that was like the one match that I'll say people should go out of their way to see. Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes, severely injured, wrestled the match injured.
But
Uh,
see, did you see that post that people were making about how they show Cody doing what was he doing? A suplex off the third rope through a table with fire. And people are like, AW, these people are morons. They're taking high risks. And then Cody wrestles injured in a WWE match. Oh my God, Cody's a god. WWE is
yeah.
so great. Vince is a genius. And
Only
that's the whole
WWE
meme about like how
fanboys
they give.
opinions. No, but I
Yeah,
mean, I don't
exactly.
know if
But
it was a smart move, but they definitely involved that into the psychology of the match. It's a match worth going out of your way to see. Seth Rollins comes out dressed like in Dusty Rhodes apparel. But then,
yeah,
honestly, of all the WWE I watched, the most crazy shit happened on Raw. Honestly. And like, I hadn't watched a Raw in a while. The ones I had watched, it felt like it was like the same shit over and over. Okay. Um, Becky Lynch loses. Dana Brooke randomly wins the 24/7 title. Then Becky Lynch challenges her for it, and Dana Brooke beats Becky Lynch randomly. Seth Rollins completely takes out Cody Rhodes, so Cody Rhodes is gone. It looks like Matt Riddle is going to be starting a singles feud for the world title.
Yeah,
And
with
the
the Miz.
most, yeah, yeah, and the Miz is somehow involved in this whole spiel. But the most random thing, and this is the reason why it's not even worth talking about Raw every week, is that Edge's new stable, the Judgment Day,
Oh yeah.
they recruit Finn Balor and then instantly turn on Edge. So what the hell is the point of following any of these storylines?
That's exactly what I said when I saw that. I was like, but they just formed this faction. And Edge created the faction. Why would you
They
make guys
ruined his whole WrestleMania match and his whole other pay-per-view match were ruined with these
yeah.
stupid interferences of the new members, and then they introduce another guy and instantly Edge is gone.
And not only that, it's the guy that was against them at the pay-per-view.
It makes the whole thing mean nothing. It makes the whole
It didn't
thing
make
mean nothing.
any sense. And anybody who watches WWE, I don't give a fuck who you are. If that makes sense to you to pull a fucking shenanigan ass fucking creative move like that, 2 weeks apart, like the Edge faction they've existed for what, a month and a half?
Yeah, exactly. The
They've
Judgment
existed,
Day.
yeah, they've existed since WrestleMania, so 2 months. And they haven't even been three for 2 months. They added Rhea Ripley like fucking 3 weeks ago. And now they turn and they make Finn Balor,
The
who
leader.
who who they keep trying to push for some reason as a dark character, but he is not a fucking dark character. I hate the fucking demon. I just like Finn fucking Balor. Like I like fucking Prince Devitt. Can they get over this goddamn demon
The
character?
demon,
And they
they made it too cartoony. That's not what it was in New Japan at all.
no, and he doesn't even look like a demon. He's just a dude painted. What the
He's
fuck?
supposed to be a pretty boy. That's like what he really is. He's supposed to be the guy that like all the bitches want to fuck, and that's what he is. Just let him be the
But they don't
fucking
want to.
I don't
No,
know,
because
like
it's
a
more
Kerry Von
important.
Erich of these days kind of thing.
It's more important for them to appeal to children and to fucking guys, to fucking baby boomers that used to watch fucking wrestling in the 80s. That's it. That's who Vince McMahon is appealing to. Children and boomers. Boomers who used to watch wrestling in
Like those
1985 and
guys who are like,
86.
for them, watching wrestling is like watching Jeopardy. It's like I watch it every time after supper. Like they're just
Exactly.
those
It's like
routine
it's
guys.
the type of guy that when you ask them who's your favorite wrestler of all time, they name somebody like the Ultimate Warrior, man. The Ultimate Warrior was an awesome wrestler. He used to run to the ring and then he was tired when he got there. He did three moves. He was blown out, didn't have a nice move, and won just because he shook the ropes and had intense music. Like no big on the guy. He's dead. God bless his soul and everything. Like he wasn't a terrible attraction in
Right
my
place,
opinion,
right time.
but he's not the guy that you think of when somebody asks you who's your favorite wrestler, like a
I
legit
mean,
wrestler. You
unless
know,
you're a
like don't
child
name
in 1988.
exactly, like don't name me a sideshow, a fucking sideshow. You know what I'm saying? Like
He's a fucking
he has
Saturday
nothing to
morning
do.
cartoon came to life. He's like a bowl of Fruit Loops come to life.
Exactly, that's what he was. That's all he was, man. Like, can you name me one Ultimate Warrior match that's memorable? And everybody will go, "Oh, him against Hogan." How is it memorable? What, they fought for 3 minutes, 5 minutes? What was it? 5 minutes? It was like a 5 fucking minute main event. Two dudes that like, and it's surprising because Hogan actually learned how to wrestle, but he lost it somewhere along the way where
Yeah,
his character
Hogan.
becomes bigger. It's the character becomes bigger than wrestling.
Yeah,
Like they don't do wrestling moves anymore. They do patent moves, like two, three moves that they would do, hoopla up the crowd screaming because I'm a fucking cartoon character, and it was the end of the match. That's what those two guys were exactly at that time period. That's all they were.
definitely.
Character.
That's why, a lot of people at the time, if they could have had access to that or NWA, they were more on the NWA because NWA was like all about the wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This whole Edge thing, stupid as hell.
I know.
Just
Which
stupid as
I
hell.
mean, look, we don't talk that much about WWE on this show. Partly because we don't want to make the show like 8 hours long, but also just because like we're not going to talk about shit that like 2 weeks later was just a waste of time and energy for us to watch and then for us to review. So fuck that. For now,
Exactly.
fuck that. If by miracle it gets good again, we'll talk more about it.
Exactly.
But there you go. We did talk a bit about it this week. So let's get into Dynamite. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Just one other quick thing, AEW related. Rampage. Lucha Bros versus Young Bucks was awesome. Really awesome match. And that kind of ups the Young Bucks in the ladder. So then later on, they announced like a triple threat tag ladder match, which we'll get
That's
to later on here in our Dynamite review. So they started
yeah.
the show off with a battle royal, which it felt like the timing of these
Confusing.
like letting guys in. I'm like, okay, what is
It
this,
was
man?
so confusing. Confusing for one. Why do they have to be all named under cards? The spades, the clubs.
Why
And
not
why do you
save
have
that for Double or Nothing only?
exactly? Why put five guys in at the same time?
I know, I
I mean,
know.
I understand why they
I
did it. They did it
do it
for a
once in a
time. It was
while,
probably a
but
time thing. I think it was a time thing. They were like, if we actually put every guy out one after the other and count down like 10 seconds like they do usually, this thing will take up 3/4 of the show.
I
So
think they
they
should have
were
done
like,
just done an old school battle royal. Everyone starts in the ring.
Exactly. Yeah, that would have been better. Or just put 20 people.
There you go.
Just put
Nice round
15 or
number.
20 guys. Put 15 or 20 guys in there. Why are you putting fucking so many guys and you're having guys come out in teams
Like the
and
Ass
shit like
Boys, they're
that?
gonna fucking go for the world title.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was very confusing. I mean, I was surprised Kyle O'Reilly won.
Me too.
Not because Kyle O'Reilly's not good. I just mean story wise. Like in my head, I was like, oh, okay, so they're gonna make Andrade win. In my head,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
like,
It looked like it. It looked like he could have
you know,
won.
I
I
was like,
thought
okay,
maybe
let's
Darby randomly.
yeah, I was like, okay, that would be cool. Andrade versus Mox. That would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And they made Kyle O'Reilly, and I was just like, okay, but
Yeah,
I don't
but
understand
O'Reilly's
why.
one of those guys that like they brought in who like they can't afford to like just sweep this guy under the rug. He can't just
Yeah,
be an afterthought. They're making him do something here. It's good. It was
yeah,
good. I mean, he shines on this episode. Like we were talking about this, he's a guy that like ever since he's got to AEW, I'll say he hasn't had a bad match. The guy has only
yeah.
had fucking good matches.
Yeah, he shines.
Yeah,
He's definitely top-notch talent. You know what I mean? An
indeed.
amazing wrestler. So yeah, he deserves to be pushed up there. I just mean story-wise. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, he's like in a
storyline
tag
wise,
team
I was
in this stable.
yeah, and then it's just like, oh, all of a sudden he's facing Moxley because he wins the Royal. I was like, there could have been something pushed a little further for this whole thing. You could have taken
Yeah, yeah,
somebody
it's a bit
and made
thrown
him,
in. And it's a
yeah,
bit obvious that
I mean,
he
I
wouldn't be winning the title.
exactly. And I mean, I understand Punk's injury was like, nobody could have predicted that. You know what I mean? They had
Yeah,
like a
Punk
week and
got
a half
injured.
or whatever to put this whole thing together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just probably would have gone with another. But hey, I mean, O'Reilly's great, so it was going to be a good match at the end of the night in the main event.
That's
So
it, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll get to the main event later. Big news. I don't know what I think about this. I like that it sounds a bit like the Mid Atlantic title. They are coming up with the All Atlantic Championship.
yeah, and then they're making it like worldwide.
Yeah, I don't know if they
But
need more titles.
I
I
think
don't know the exact point of this? It's gonna be like international title or something.
No, they should have just. I mean, Tony's friends with Impact. He should have just called up Impact and he should have said, "Hey, let's do the World Cup."
Yeah, I used to love the Impact Wrestling World Cup.
He should have. That's what he should have done. He
Canada
should
was
have just
always
said,
my
"Yeah,
favorite.
exactly." He should have said, "Let's just do the World Cup." But
He should.
instead of it being just countries, let's make it federation teams. New Japan sends their team representing Japan. AEW sends their team representing AEW. AAA sends their Mexican team. Impact sends their team. You know, you could add Ring of Honor in there, and you could have hired make
NCW
a
from Montreal sends their team.
yeah NCW, no ICW. You know what I'm saying?
ICW, Lou J Prue.
You know what I'm saying? Like they could have made he could have taken this concept and then the cup could have gone to whatever company and then that company could say we won the
Bragging
World Cup.
rights.
Bragging rights till next year. And then
Yeah,
you do it next year. And then you do it
that would
again
be
and then you
cool.
do it
They
again.
should
You could
start
have
doing
had
something like that.
you could have had Noah, you could have had CMLL in there, you could have had Ring of Honor, like you could have had 6 or 8 teams there from the biggest federations representing. NWA could have had their team, and people
True.
would have fucking lost their fucking mind.
Even
Like they would have.
PWG. Put in a PWG team.
You could have done so many things. They could have made so many little teams and had so many brackets, and for the
Yeah.
World Cup,
Yeah, they
the
should
fucking.
think of doing something like that. That would be cool. But yeah,
Instead
I don't
it's
know
a
if
thrown
they
together
need
belt.
more champions. I mean, we got all the Ring of Honor champions. We got too many women's champions, and I feel like they're gonna add more. I don't know, but we'll see where
They got
this is going. It's another
two
tournament.
women, 2 women belts, but no women tag belts, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna add women's tag belts. I know they're gonna add women's tag belts
At one point, definitely.
for sure. So
He's probably
then,
already getting them made. So
yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. We get a qualifier for the All Atlantic title. It's Buddy Matthews against Pac. So it's not only a feud, but it's also the tournament match.
hey man, this is probably well in my. I watched the whole show. This was the match of the night in my book.
It was
Um,
great. Buddy Matthews has always been like underrated in the ring. I'm glad AEW signed him.
He is. He's really a good wrestler. And
And
tonight against Pac,
Pac.
man.
No, these
Pac.
guys like they definitely are like two wrestlers that their styles mesh perfectly.
I mean, Pac, man. What is there not good that you could say about Pac? I mean, he is definitely in your top 10 no matter what fucking company you are. He should be wearing a mid-card title.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
maybe he
saying?
wins
Even,
this belt one day, the All Atlantic title.
I think he might be the one pick to win it.
Yeah.
He's been with the company long enough. A title needs to be going on
Yeah,
to
and
him.
he's had a lot of bad luck with COVID,
Injuries.
injuries, travel
Yeah.
issues, like every bad luck you could possibly have. The guy
Yeah.
keeps himself always in excellent shape.
It's insane.
He
That
doesn't
dude's
like
body's
age.
ins-
The guy doesn't age.
No, he doesn't. He really doesn't.
The
Insane
man
wrestler.
that gravity forgot. That was always his like coolest nickname when he was on the Indies.
Yo, by the way, his finishing move, Jesus Christ, man. Nobody does it better.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
You know what
And
I'm saying?
he wins. So, I mean, Pac, he moves on in this tournament, and maybe we'll see that devastating finisher more times. Buddy Matthews, like he takes a great beating. He's a great bumper, you could say. He's a great seller.
Yeah, he takes the loss, but he looks good in his
Yeah.
loss.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he still looks intimidating in his loss and in the whole match and everything. Could have gone either way. Like
Yeah, it
it's
could have
just a
gone
thing
either way. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and this was Matthews' first singles match so far
in a while.
AEW.
No, what? No, it's not. He was 6-0. No.
I think
Well,
it
he
was all
said
tag
he was.
matches.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah.
I
It might have
think.
been tag teams. Yeah, it might have been tag. Hey, can we give a shout out? Pentagon, the mask he was wearing. It was a Willow mask, wasn't it? It was like a tribute to Jeff Hardy's Willow.
I think it Might have been, now that you mention it. Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Now that you think of it, I was like, why is he wearing a Willow mask? Oh, that's so cool, man. He made a luchador version mask of Willow. I wanted
Maybe
Jeff
we'll
Hardy to
see.
rock this.
Oh, Lucha Bros against Hardy Boys. That would be something.
That would be sick. Yeah.
We're gonna have a they only announced this later, but we might as well talk about it now. Lucha Bros, I mean not Lucha Bros, Lucha what are they called? Jurassic Express against Young Bucks against Hardy Boys, triple threat ladder match next week. I would have thrown the Lucha Bros in there somehow.
Oh man, the luchas. Or Santana and Ortiz, man.
Yeah, they're also insane in ladder matches. Just thinking back
You
to
know?
those awesome TNA ones.
Oh man.
And
I
those are
mean,
two teams that should be
definitely
vying for those
deserve.
tag belts, you know.
They should. They should. And can we take? Is Christian turning heel because he keeps seem to be booking Jurassic Express and the two
Yeah,
guys
he's the one
behind
who
him?
agrees to this whole tag match.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they're building a turn. I think they're building a
Yeah,
turn. I
slowly.
think I think the Hardys might win because of Christian.
Christian joins the Hardys,
That would be a possibility.
and then at least one of the Dudleys join, and they just make a faction of like the TLC guys. Just call
That would be
themselves
the name of the fact.
TLC.
The TLC. Bubba Ray, Bully Ray.
Yeah, yeah.
Comes.
I'm surprised Bully Ray's not in Dynamite.
I'm surprised that he sees all these guys his age from his
Exactly.
generation, either in Impact or in fucking AEW, having success and still going at it. And he's a trainer and he has his radio and he doesn't have an itch to be in an
Yeah.
event yet.
This guy was
'Cause
on the
Bully
top
Ray-
of it. He was like in the best shape of his life, like not that long ago, you know?
No, well, when he was in Impact, he was a
Yeah,
top.
Exactly.
He was top. He was a top heel, a singles top heel.
Yeah, TNA champion. He had a great run as TNA champion.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then, last time I remember seeing him was actually in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that's
feuding
where
with
he was.
Flip Gordon.
Yeah, that's it. That's when he whipped the shit out of him with the fucking.
That was a great feud.
And that's the last thing he did. Then he was training guys at the Ring of Honor school.
So now maybe we will see Bully Ray. Maybe we'll see Bully Ray. Let's keep our eye out for Bully Ray.
Yes, because technically he's still under contract with Ring of Honor. No,
Yeah.
Ring of Honor, that's right. They released everybody. But I mean, technically he still was.
It was the last place he was under contract.
Yeah, exactly. So it could
That
be
at least is going to open the door to negotiation. And Tony Khan, I'm sure, would be willing to pay Bully Ray big money.
If Bully Ray showed up as Bully Ray,
he would be awesome.
The pop, if he came out of the crowd into the ring, hit somebody with a chair, and then put them through, insane. People would go crazy. That's he should be looked into.
Yeah, man.
You know? So yeah,
Bully Ray, man. Well, we can only speculate. But yeah, something probably is gonna happen with Christian. Like that's definitely
it's definite. That's written in the stars. Yeah.
So then we get a Trent Beretta promo. And once again, we'll say this episode, there was a lot of promos, but they're good promos. They're actually, and they're varied up. You'll have ones in the ring, some backstage. It doesn't get boring. It doesn't get like stagnant. And they're not picking like the people who are absolutely horrible at promos to do promos like they used to either.
No, exactly. Like they're not letting just every Tom have 10 minutes in front of a microphone and start giving a promo.
Exactly.
One thing that we did forgot after the Pac and Buddy Matthews match, we forgot that the United Empire came out.
Oh yeah, true. United Empire, they do make their presence felt. Will Ospreay actually appears live with Aussie Open. These guys look very impressive.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty good. I watched a couple matches of theirs over in New Japan and stuff. Yeah, these guys are great wrestlers, man. You know, I mean, they've never been to North America because, you know what I'm saying? Once again, North American wrestling is very adamant about character You know what I mean? Like your
Yeah. It's
character
hard for these Australian
development.
guys or,
You know,
you know,
yeah, exactly. Some of these guys are taking more old school steps towards wrestling. You know, wrestling's important in the ring, and the character is who you are, basically. You know what I mean? It's not like these guys are coming to the ring. You know, they look more like fighters, like MMA
that's it
fighters. You know what
exactly.
I'm
These
saying?
guys have
And
been training in Japanese dojos. You know, this is the kind
exactly,
of stuff we want to see. We want to see different styles of wrestling, different backgrounds, you know?
exactly. So looking forward to Forbidden Door, man. This is gonna be pretty good. Damn, so far they're getting the best of New Japan, man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And at one point, even well, we'll talk about that a bit later. There's even more implications going towards Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door is shaping up to be quite the pay-per-view, I think. It's going to be
Yeah, it's
quite
totally
something.
worth your money. I think this one I'm gonna buy. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be watching this one. O'Reilly, uh, they interview him with Regal backstage, and Regal's basically telling him like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Like Moxley is like really pissed off, like you're gonna get hurt out there, and O'Reilly's like, "Whatever." Basically, he looks really pissed off. Yeah, O'Reilly, man, we see him a lot on this show, and there's
And it's well,
you know,
you know, I mean,
we didn't see any Danielson, we didn't see any Punk,
well, no,
so
Danielson too's injured, I think. No, then Brian injured himself also.
I think he might be slightly injured, but I don't think it's
Yeah,
anything
like
too
it's not a
serious.
bad thing, but
Yeah.
he rests. He's resting. He's not on any show right now because he's probably back home resting.
Yeah, that's it. Not anything that requires a surgery or anything.
No, nothing major.
Yeah,
So, but still, he's not there, so they
that's
can't
it.
have him on
We
the
have to
show.
have
So,
other guys pick up the slack,
exactly,
which is
exactly.
good that they do have such a deep roster. So then we see former champion Hangman Adam Page taking on David Finlay, which you know, it's great to see Hangman for like, you know, going on. It's always like sometimes you're not sure after the guy loses the belt. How's he gonna be? How's his momentum? How's his character gonna be?
He's still
And
cowboy shit.
that's it. He wins and he challenges Okada for the title, for the IWGP title. And Cole interrupts him, and Cole's like, "Yeah, right. Like, there's no way you're the one who's gonna be taking him on, because Cole
Yeah,
wants to be the one."
of course.
So maybe there'll be like a three-way, or maybe they'll have to have a qualifying match or something. But yeah, so I guess that confirms we're gonna see Okada at Forbidden Door, which is awesome. He's the guy
Which
I've
is pretty
been
damn
wanting to
awesome.
see the most.
Yeah, he is the guy we've been wanting to see the most, man. So he's gonna be there.
Yeah, the
So
Rainmaker, man.
so
What an
they
excellent
definitely
wrestler.
got my money now.
Yeah, no, this one's building up really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Then we get a Wardlow interview, which is pretty hilarious. He talks about how he's getting sued. He's gonna have to have some match against like all the security guys. That reminds me of um like you know Super Smash Brothers when you have to fight like just like King DDD's little guys that he throws at you. Or
Yeah.
he's just gonna be running through these guys like no
Gonna
tomorrow.
be like it's gonna be a 2 minute match. So yeah.
And they make Wardlow so such a baby face here. He says he didn't enter himself into the battle royal because he wants to wait till CM Punk is back to fight him one-on-one. So he's like being honorable, you know. That's great.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna make him the honorable giant.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is basically where they're going with it.
Yeah,
And we
I don't see
get
what other angle. I mean, he's totally over, so
yeah, yeah, man. He doesn't even have to wrestle like every week here. At this point, him destroying random guys every week is kind of almost counterproductive. But it's good to
exactly.
see him on the show, you know?
Yeah. And hey,
Yep.
where's MJF? Is it true they've taken everything down? The shirts are down. He's been banned by Time Warner from their television, I heard. On
That's
top of it,
crazy. I don't know. Is this real? Is it a work? I
I
don't
don't
know,
know,
but
man.
he's missing on the show. There's another guy who wasn't on the episode this week. It turns out to be a good episode anyways, but there was a lot of good guys missing here. MJF,
Man.
I mean, this is the most intriguing thing in pro wrestling right now.
I mean, if this is a work,
It's a
they're
damn
good.
work. It's a damn good
It's
work. If
it's
they
a
get the executives
damn
involved.
good work. If they're getting the executives at Time Warner involved, I mean, yeah,
But
it's
if he
next
actually
level.
did get the company in trouble with the executives, then we might not see him. We might be seeing him on the USA Network.
Oh God, please no.
You know,
If he goes there, you know he's going there only for the money and the fact that he's going to be in front of a bunch of people.
yeah.
Like,
Unfortunately,
what other desire would you have to want to go there?
I mean, winning the WWF World Title could be something for somebody, but I mean, it's a prop at the end of the day. I mean,
Yeah, because it's not real. You're not
it's not
really
winning the Stanley
winning it.
Cup here. It's not winning the NBA championship.
No, exactly. I mean, they're not really. They decide if you get it or not. You know what
That's
I'm
it,
saying? It's an
exactly.
exhibition. So, I don't know. So, on
That's
to
it.
something else. We'll find out in the next weeks. So, what
Exactly.
happens with
So
this?
we'll continue this episode on to part two, where we'll finish the episode, the semi-main event and the main event of Dynamite. So stay tuned for that.